Good day, everyone. Today, we'll discuss an important ethical dilemma surrounding the SIM Card Registration Act in the Philippines. This policy aims to combat rising crimes like scams, fraud, and identity theft. But it raises serious concerns about privacy and data security. We'll explore the background of the act, its current implementation, and hear various perspectives on this issue to better understand the ethical implications it brings to the table. Specifically, we'll examine the trade-off between the need for security and the protection of personal privacy. The SIM Card Registration Act in the Philippines was designed to address the increasing number of crimes involving unregistered SIM cards, such as scams, identity theft, and cyber fraud. The goal is to create accountability by linking SIM cards to verified individuals. This requires all users to register their SIM cards with a valid ID and proof of identity. It applies to new purchases, and existing users are required to register within a set deadline to avoid deactivation. Millions of users have already registered, but many people remain hesitant due to concerns about the security of their personal data. While penalties for non-compliance are in place, telecom companies play a crucial role in facilitating the process. Data security is a key concern. With the SIM Card Registration Act, following breaches like Comelec and PhilHealth that exposed millions of Filipinos' personal data. These incidents have cast doubt on the government's ability to safeguard sensitive information. With more personal details being collected, citizens fear greater risks of hacking, making it essential for the government to enforce strong security measures. The SIM Card Registration Act faces challenges due to limited access to valid IDs, especially in rural areas where many lack government-issued identification. Remote locations often lack registration centers, and vulnerable groups like the elderly and disabled may struggle with the process. These barriers risk excluding a significant portion of the population from essential services. Public trust in the government's ability to protect data is a major concern, fueled by breaches like Comelec and PhilHealth. Many Filipinos fear misuse of their personal information and question the government's transparency and accountability. Addressing these issues is vital for the success of the SIM Card Registration Act. To gain insight into public opinion, I conducted a survey with 10 random participants, asking should the Philippine government enforce stricter SIM card registration measures, even if it risks exposing sensitive personal data to potential security breaches. Their responses provide valuable perspectives on this ethical dilemma.
Stricter SIM registration is crucial to curb scams, as criminals exploit unregistered SIM cards to stay anonymous. However, I worry about data breaches. The government must ensure robust security to protect citizens' information. Without this, stricter measures could harm more than help.
I support stricter SIM registration to reduce scams, but I'm concerned about how the government secures our data. Past breaches show vulnerabilities, and without strong protections, stricter policies may backfire. Transparency and accountability in managing personal information are vital.
Stricter rules can prevent crimes involving anonymous communication, but transparency is key. Citizens must know how their data is used and protected. Without trust, compliance will be low. The government must balance privacy rights with efforts to improve public safety.
I oppose stricter SIM registration unless data safety is guaranteed. Past misuse of sensitive information has eroded trust. While the aim to stop scams is valid, it shouldn't compromise privacy. Safeguards must come first to ensure people feel secure in complying.
Criminals exploit lax SIM policies, so stricter laws are necessary. Yet, collecting data without ensuring its safety is a risk. The government must address privacy concerns and guarantee accountability to prevent sacrificing citizens' rights for security.
The benefits of stricter SIM registration outweigh the risks if data is managed responsibly. However, mishandling data must have clear penalties to ensure accountability. Public confidence depends on the government proving it can securely handle sensitive information.
The current SIM process already exposes us to risks like data leaks. Stricter measures without improved safeguards will worsen the situation. The government should focus on strengthening data protection before enforcing stricter compliance. Safety must come first.
Stricter compliance can help fight scams by making SIMs traceable, but the government must ensure accountability in protecting data. Clear penalties for mishandling information are needed. Compliance must not come at the cost of privacy or public trust.
Stricter SIM registration can help reduce scams, but it requires oversight to prevent misuse of personal data. An independent body must monitor the process and enforce accountability, and without safeguards, stricter policies could create new risks for citizens.
I'm hesitant about stricter registration because past breaches show how vulnerable our systems are. Without trust in data security, stricter rules won't work. The government must restore confidence by addressing security issues before enforcing tighter compliance.
To better understand public perspectives, we analyze participant responses through the lens of 4 ethical frameworks: utilitarian, deontological, virtue, and fairness ethics. Each response reflects unique concerns about balancing public safety, privacy, and accountability. In this presentation, we'll break down how these ethical principles shape opinions on stricter SIM registration, supported by insights from the accompanying chart. Let's dive in to explore the nuances of this complex issue. The chart illustrates the distribution of ethical approaches based on participants' responses, providing insights into the diversity of ethical reasoning and specific numbers for each category. Utilitarian ethics, represented by 3 responses: James, Jaime, and Mark. This category underscores the importance of achieving the greatest good for the majority. These participants emphasize the potential for stricter SIM registration to significantly reduce scams and crime. They acknowledge the risks, such as data breaches, but argued that with responsible management of sensitive information, the societal benefits outweigh the individual concerns. Deontological ethics, with 2 responses, Anna and Lester. This group stresses the necessity of adhering to principles and fulfilling obligations. They argue that stricter measures must only be implemented if the government ensures robust safeguards for personal data. For these participants, privacy protection is a moral duty, and implementing policies without guaranteeing data safety is unacceptable, regardless of potential benefits. Virtue ethics, also reflected in 2 responses, Judy and Rosa. This perspective focuses on trust, ethical behavior, and restoring confidence in the system. They highlight past data breaches and emphasize that the success of stricter SIM registration relies on building trust through transparent and responsible data handling. Without addressing trust deficits, they believe such measures will fail to gain public compliance. And last, fairness ethics, represented by 3 responses, Maria, Carlo, and Rex. This group prioritizes equity, transparency, and accountability. They argue that citizens have a right to know how their data will be used and protected. These participants stress the importance of independent oversight and clear consequences for data misuse to ensure fairness and build public trust in stricter SIM policies. In conclusion, perspectives on stricter SIM registration highlight the need to balance public safety with ethical obligations. While many support reducing scams, concerns about privacy, trust, and fairness remain critical. Addressing these issues with robust safeguards and transparent governance is essential to earning public trust and ensuring the policy's success.